We've got a controller, a video game controller, Xbox 360. It's not the official one. We've also got a Xbox One controller. It's all the same. If it's got two thumbsticks, I lost a screw. If it's got two thumbsticks, I lost another screw. Then they're probably going to jam up eventually. On these, the right stick drifts. So if you go into a video game, you can move just fine, but then it's always looking down perpetually, and that's annoying. So what we've done is I'm going to be breaking it apart, and those thumbsticks in there are just a pair of potentiometers with a button attached to it, which can be easily desoldered and replaced with some cheapo depot versions of it that you can get on either eBay, Amazon, or Banggood.com, which also sells some kind of shady stuff, but they got cheap electronic parts, so that's cool. So I'm gonna find them, and then we'll show you that later on in the video. Thank you, John. That'll be the first part. Okay, so we've got the case off over here. Yeah, change this. Got the case off. This is the inside of it. This isn't the circuitry. The circuitry rests in that back portion. You see there, those holes are where the triggers are. This is the front. I'm not twisting it over because of that, because of exactly that. But you can get these buttons out if you ever get the opportunity to take apart your controller, and get these out of here. Get some alcohol, get anything else, and brush around the casing, because there's going to be all sorts of dead skin cells and gunk in there, and now's a good opportunity to get rid of that. Alrighty, so once you get to this point, and you get this circuit board out, these are the vibration motors. They're not super important. Unfortunately, on this specific brand, it doesn't have a portion where you can take it out. It's just soldered in there, so be careful of those. So this is the back part of the IC, and this is the front part. There's your buttons, and this is the stick in question for us. So if you get beneath this plastic housing, it's simply a couple of potentiometers, potentiometer right here, potentiometer right here, and then a button. All of that entire assembly comes out at once. But on this specific one, what they've gone and done is these four large parts in the corner don't submit any signal. All they do is hold it in there like an anchor, and they've curved them up, so it's going to be hard to take off that existing solder and then bend those pins out of there so that we can then take off everything else. So those are the four main ones that anchor it in. These three on the bottom, those three on the side, those actually show the signal from those potentiometers. And then you'll also have that, and that for the button. So we're gonna get on that right now. Connect the soldering iron. And I don't know how well this can be viewed through here. Such. I'll just have to try and edit it later. And as you learn, as am I. It's not like I've done this before. So we've got our wick. It's a copper ribbon that's supposed to absorb melted solder. Your soldering iron. And we'll figure out how effective that is. Alright, so that right stick was taken off, but it didn't go without a fight. If you look here, it is now in pieces. So that's the point we were trying to make there, is that these are simply variable resistors on the side of those things. They spin x-axis, y-axis, and then they're combined with a button for your R3 and L3. Sprinting and searching. So this area is where it's sat, but two of them still have some solder in there blocking the hole. So we're gonna have to heat those up and use the pliers to try to free that path before we get the new component into there. Okay, yeah, so I researched it a bit before I began this project. I made sure I bought what I thought was the right thing. But here's an engineering lesson right here, 101. No, get in here, closer. Good. This is bigger than this. Look at that. Isn't that a revelation? So, when you come over here, whoops! Whoops! This engineering fail was brought to you by Ruben. Well, we're here in our parts bin. There's our IEEE base of operations at UTSA. My name is Ruben Acevedo. And if you're not in the know, IEEE stands for the Institute of Electronics and Electrical Engineers. That's what we are. We're engineering students. This is Patrick Stockton, previous chair, before myself and senior advisor currently. We also got on deck Miguel Medley, if you can see me. Yep, he's our robotics chair, as well as Cameron. Cameron's been kicking ass throughout the day over here. So we're all officers. So I tried to take one of the joysticks that weren't working on the Xbox 360 controller, which aren't working on 3 of my controllers. So I bought 3 of these sticks. Oh, cool. I bought 3 of these sticks on a website called banggood.com. And it was cheaper than grabbing them off of Amazon by a few bucks. And because of that skimping on the price, as I so often do, the size doesn't match up perfectly. And because I'm impatient, I might try to shave off the parts that don't fit and then try to bend the probes that are supposed to send signal where they're supposed to sit, and then maybe they just won't fit after I put the plastic housing onto itself. But I'll blow up that bridge when I get there. In the meantime, I just learned an important lesson and had an hour of glorious engineering disappointment.
Don't worry, nothing some other tool can't fix.
Yeah. So, thank you for tuning in. If you did, if you didn't, then you didn't even hear this part. But more power to you.